Hey everybody, this is David. Welcome to MSOM 601, coming to you today from the Hermitage in St. Petersburg in the Russian Federation. Just starting the trip here and enjoying a couple of days on the ground to do some touring here. This is one of the top 5 museums in all the world, and just thrilled to be here. Wanted to do a Lesson 3 review, Lesson 4 preview today, so let's get started. Lesson 3, the discussion board, talked about the importance of correctly identifying the problem as you work on problem solving. So much time is spent today on putting together effective solutions that not enough time is spent, according to many people, on identifying what the true problem is. And I gave you an Einstein quote this past week I hope you found interesting. And so the key message coming out of this is do not shortchange yourself or your organization when it comes time to defining what the problem is. So that was discussion board 1. Discussion board 2 was the is not technique. And some of you, as I've mentioned before, may find that you've used this before if you have Six Sigma background or other types of backgrounds. I used to use this a lot in sales organizations to get to the root cause of what a sales problem was. So hopefully that'll be a technique that you're going to be able to use going forward. And then the assignment this week had you identify some of the smaller problems that were associated with Amina's story. And some of those problems could be tribal approval, passport issues, other logistics issues, financing the mission, and then finding out that Amina was actually sicker than what what people thought she was. So that was a key part of that assignment this week. So the key message coming out of that is sometimes while you have one big problem, it may be made up of a bunch of smaller problems. I'm going to walk and move as I'm talking here because I have a tour group right behind me. All right, so let's talk about Lesson 4 coming forward. Lesson 4 starts talking about facts versus opinion, and to make sure that you begin to limit bias. One of the key issues in critical thinking is to make sure that you limit bias. And bias happens in a lot of different areas. And so it's really going to be an interesting foundational type thing for critical thinking going forward. The discussion board this week, there are 2. The first discussion board talks about don't sweat the small stuff. And you're going to watch a video this week that's rather humorous, but it's going to maybe stand that principle on its head to say maybe you should sweat the small stuff. So I'll be interested to hear and see your comments on that in the discussion boards this week. Discussion board 2 talks about 2 truths. You're being presented with 2 truths. And I'm interested in seeing what you think about those 2 truths. The first truth is making a wrong decision sometimes is better than making no decision at all. And I have some opinions on that one, and it'll be interested to see what your opinions are, okay? The second truth that you're presented says to get 80% of what you need and then act on it. And so don't get bogged down in the small stuff on that one. So a couple of truths that we'll be interested to get your feedback on in discussion 2. And then finally, the assignment this week talks about fact versus opinion and the importance of that. I no longer am on Facebook, and part of the reason I'm not is I had some people on there who would just blindly repost and share things that were obviously not true, but they didn't take time to figure out whether it was just fact or it was opinion. And so facts are in short supply today, and I want to make sure that as a student in critical thinking that you go about this the right way, that you put a high premium, if you will, on facts. And opinions are great, but in research you need to make sure that you have support for your opinions. And you're going to see in your papers going forward, particularly in this exercise, that I make a lot of comments and I'll ask you about facts versus opinions. Too often students use definitive words like always, all, instead of using words like some. And so you need to be careful in your writings to make sure that you do not use definitive words that can be read as fact but really are not fact, they're just your opinion. All right? Have a great week. Study hard. I'll chat with you soon. Take care.